Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the eRacing Pro Series. This week is week 9 of 15 in our 10th season, and we are heading to Monza. We got our first couple cars out on the track here for qualifying. Bye-bye, he's a new driver here, is going to be the first one to start a hot lap here, and he just crossed the line to get it going. Looks like we got about 4 other cars out on the track right now, and he's got another one joining him there. Since when was Slayer in an Alfa Romeo? I don't think that's right. Gonna have to double check that. And I got a new driver in my seat tonight. This Red Bull, it's been my seat for a while. I miss it, but I'm glad to see it occupied. Hopefully this guy is decent. I can't say I know a ton about him, but it looks like he's running some solid laps here, so that's definitely promising. Toro is the next person putting in a lap right now. We're going to wait till Bye-Bye finishes his lap, see what kind of time he lays down, and then see what Toro is. Got Westy, Flynn, and Cheeto just coming out on their out laps, looking like they're getting ready to start some hot laps. Alright, Bye-Bye is out of DRS already. 121 flat. Not a bad lap at all. Let's see what Toro's doing. He's got a Mercedes right behind him. I'm going to guess that's Ty. Alright, Toro's coming around the last turn. Getting as close to that white line as he can to try to scrub some time. 23.3. He's not going to be happy with that. Ty got a 21.634. See if we can find somebody else out here in the hot lap right now. I think Jack's on the hot lap. We'll ride along with him here for a minute. I'm excited to see Flynn back again in here. He was out for the last few weeks, was a little busy with work, but we got him back, and this is his teammate in the Aston Martin, Zach McKenzie, with a 20.266. Now that's going to be a pretty good lap. 19s are possible for the pole, but not sure if we'll see a ton of them. That 20.2 will probably be a pretty good lap. Zach puts down a 21.273. Cheeto at one point in time put down a 20.533 to get him to second, so he should be fairly happy with that lap. And who's not going to be happy with their lap is Ultimate Beast. Not sure what happened there. Probably lost some grip somewhere. Hello, Team McKenzie. I got one person watching me now at least. Alright, somebody just put in a lap. Was it Ghost? I'm not sure who that new lap just was. But they did not move very far up. Let's see, I believe Flynn should be on a hot lap right now. Why do they keep giving me this camera angle? I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, I think Flynn is coming around to finish his first hot lap here. He's going into the last turn. Got an Alpine behind him. That should be Ghost. So I'm guessing he's going back to the pits because he just put his lap in. Let's see what Flynn can get here. Flynn's going to jump up to third with a 120.791. So it seems like most of the cars have gotten their first set of laps in. I see Tin Man and Slayer Eyes coming out of the pits. Looks like. Where? Yeah, Slayer Eyes is in an Alfa Romeo, and I'm almost certain that that is not the car he's supposed to be in. But we'll get that all sorted out. I guess he's technically been a reserve driver, so I guess he doesn't have a car. What the hell did he win in last week? He won the race last week. I should know these things. He was in the Ashton last week. Alright, so we're waiting on Sleigh Rise and Tin Man to get around the track here. It looks like Tin Man's going to be the first one to start his hot lap, so we're going to stay with him here. Him and Sleigh Rise have still yet to put in a hot lap. And as much time that's gone off the clock already, and everybody's only got one run in, some have none. I don't know if you're going to be able to get in 3 runs here. It almost looks like the car's smoking. Tin Man gets through the first 2 turns. He got a little bit more curb and probably got in the grass more than he would have liked there. So definitely can improve on that turn. Oh. Now Twitch is going to notify me. Nobody asked you, Twitch. Tin Man seems to be running a little smoother after that first turn. He's about halfway through his lap here, going through the last DRS section now. Under the Lenovo Bridge. I don't know what that's actually called, but it says Lenovo. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right, to be honest, but I'm reading what I see. Alright, Tin Man's coming up here to the last turn. He's going to get in his first hot lap of this qualifying session with about 10 minutes, probably a little less now, left in the session. Tin Man moves up to 6th with a 121.352. Taylor's running 6.3 wins. That sounds about right. I think I was running 8.10 on my car when I was able to run somewhere around there. I always run mine a little bit higher than most people. Gotta go to Sleigh Rise. Let's see if he's still on his hot lap. He's coming to the line, and bam, 2nd place, 120.398. I was a little delayed on that. Wish I caught more of that lap. Now we got some more guys coming out here on hot laps. Let's see. Kenzie's there. Looks like he's got a McLaren coming up on him quickly. And I think Tin Man's probably going in the pits though, because he just finished his hot lap. This is not really a track that you can get away with running 2 laps. The fuel's very close going around. Is he trying to get another hot lap in? Well, Bye-Bye was our first one to get a lap in earlier, so let's watch him again. I believe he's on his out lap at the moment. Oh, wait, no, Zach might have just started a hot lap. Yes, he did. Alright, keep us on Zach here. Getting a little better at this. Been struggling the first few weeks, trying to figure out who's on hot laps, where to keep the camera. Apparently I missed Ultimate Beast start a lap, and there's a 19.860, so shocker that Beast is out here trying to take the pole. He seems to be very good at finding that Q pace. He's just got to get a little bit better at finishing off the races and not getting penalties, because he could be 5 or 6 wins deep at this point this season if it wasn't for mostly his own mistakes. Controller will do that to you, though. It makes it a little easier to screw up, though, when you're on a wheel. You can be more precise on a wheel. Alright, wow. Lap times are changing up here. P. Gonzalez puts in a lap. He's in 6th place. There we go. Alright, Zach's coming to the line to finish off his lap. Let's see what he's got here. Oh, he went into the pits. Alright. I guess he didn't like his lap. Well, I'm pretty sure Bye-Bye is on a hot lap. So we're going to stick with him here for these last couple of turns. Ooh. That might have been him invalidating his lap. I really don't like how it keeps forcing me to go to that onboard camera like that. They must have did something with one of these updates. Alright, so we finally are at the point where everybody's got a lap in. We got people putting in second laps now. I'm not even 100% sure if I'm pronouncing this man's name right, but I'm going to call him bye-bye for the race. And I think he invalidated his lap there. Pretty sure. Let's see, Ty is flashing going into the last turn. Is he going into the pits? Nope, oh, we're back to this where I'm just catching people going into the pits now. And Westy's light is not flashing, so maybe, just maybe, I think Mackenzie's on a hot lap as well. Oh, and I flipped to him at the wrong time, right as he died. Well, Taylor, if you're still watching, I got all that on stream. I flipped to you right before that turn, and I just watched you die. There's absolute carnage everywhere. They're picking up pieces of T. Mackenzie's car, towing him over the wall to get out of the driver's way. I think Westy's on a hot lap, but at this point, not really sure. I see Zach, Cheeto, and Slayer Eyes are on hot laps. And Mackenzie says he was up 4/10 when he just died there, and does not look like this is a hot lap. Alright, well, let's just go on somebody that says that they're on an out lap so I can't screw this up. But granted, I think two of the people that just went into the pits were on a hot lap and then they invalidated, so they went back in the pits, or they died in the middle of their lap. Damn, Sabalenka whooped her ass. I'm watching the U.S. Open right now for some reason. Probably because I made bets on it. Oh, Slayer Eyes locked them up going into turn one. This is so weird seeing him in a different car this week. He's just hoeing himself around as a reserve this year, sprinkling some points on every team. He's like, you get some points there, you get some points. And this week it's Alfa Romeo. I think Williams needs some points next week, Slayer Eyes. So if you're coming back again, you might want to sprinkle some love on them. I really don't know who I should be watching. I'm just going to stay on Slayer Eyes because I know he's on a hot lap. He's about to be finishing it. Where's Cheeto? Cheeto's coming out last turn. I think he might actually be on a hot lap. Let's see. Oh, Frontline just jumped up to third. 120.255. That's a good lap. That's a good lap. Frontline started off the season kind of strong, was in the top 5 in the points. He's been struggling a little the last few weeks. I think he missed last week's race, which definitely didn't help. And I don't know how I missed that, but Slayer Eyes takes the pole with a 119.812 as I'm on him. But I was talking about something else, and I didn't register in my head what was going on. All right. Trying to find people on hot lap. I think Fried Cheeto might be on a hot lap. I am really not going to like this tonight if they keep forcing me into that camera like this. Like, why would they only give me 2 options and both of them are onboard cameras? Like, just give me this one, give me the other one. If you want to give a third option, then let me switch to it. But, like, come on. I've seen caution out for a minute now. And, all right, there we go. 2:02. It just flashed real quick. Is how long we have left in this session. I don't know what's going on with this caution that keeps flashing on and off here. Hopefully that's just a glitch that I'm seeing and they aren't. I think Fried Cheeto... I don't know if he just improved or not. Man, we got some tight times. This is going to be a close race. The top 9, top 10 actually, all within 8/10 of each other, 9/10 of each other. Give my man P. Gonzalez some love. I think he's on a hot lap here. Coming down the last stretch before the last turn. Let's see what my Red Bull mate can do. Well, you can pit. You can definitely do that. Look at this. Like, onboard. Why? Why is that a thing? We got 3 people on hot laps right now. I'm assuming there's got to be somebody out here on a hot lap. Maybe Westy. Oh, and he's getting a pull from a teammate. That's cute. I don't think he improved his lap. Front line was trying to help him there. Unless he's just starting his hot lap now. Nope. Not sure what the heck they are doing today. Alright, well, I know these 3 right here are all about to start laps. Let's see if Beast can take the pole from Slayer Eyes, because you know that's what he's trying to do here. I'm pretty sure 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are... I don't know if front line is. But I think Beast and Flint are. Oh, that was a little wobble. That's going to lose him some time. Man, and it looks like there's going to be a lot of people in contention tonight. This is one of those tracks that's not super tricky. There's not a ton of turns, so like DRS can keep a lot of people in this race. Alright, Beast coming out of the last turn. Is he going to beat it? We got people wrecking at the line. 119.583. Yep, yeah, he's going to do it. God damn. That's a good lap. That's a real good lap. Let's see, is Flynn still on a hot lap here? Oh, I did not see his name jump up any there. That is the end of our short qualifying there. I'll get you the order here in a second. There it is for you right there on the screen. Beast, Slayer Eyes, Flynn are your top 3. Frontline, Team McKenzie, and Zach. Fried Cheeto, Tin Man, Vibe, and P. Gonzalez round out the top 10. It's weird seeing Red Bulls not 1st and 2nd, but this is equal performance, so that's why. Unlike real life, where it's not even close to equal. But that's a different discussion. I've also learned that making the cars too equal takes away some fun racing, like it did in NASCAR, so there's got to be a balance somewhere. Nonetheless, we are approaching the start of this race. Everybody's going to be pulling up to the line. And they are getting their setups in. Alright, we are just waiting at the starting grid. I think Cynical was going to try to race tonight, but he messaged me after I started streaming, and I didn't look at my phone until now. Hopefully, nobody clicks X too quickly here. We do have at least one new guy in here tonight. Field of 14 here at Monza, Ferrari's home. We only got one Ferrari car in the field tonight, though, so it's going to be hard for them to try to bring home the win. The odds are not with them for sure, and I think he was starting further back in the field, if I remember correctly. Alright, that might have been a little quicker than most people would have liked, but nonetheless, the race is getting underway. The lights are about to go out. And here we go. Maybe. I don't like that glitch, how it did this to me last week, too. Man, the McLaren's like yellow on my screen right now. Ooh, and the McLaren almost just hit somebody there. Beast gets a nice clean start, though. Oh, a McLaren missed his braking point. I think that was Tin Man. Tin Man did not have a good first turn there, and he's all the way back to 12th now. I believe he was the car that we saw go flying into the first turn there and just miss the turn and go into the grass, but he probably was going to slam into the back of people and try to avoid them, so it's better to do that than take himself and somebody else out. Alright, let me get my menu together here. I prefer to see the gap to the leader. Beast is trying to get out of DRS rage on lap 1. He knows the drill. Let's see what we got for tires, though. There are not many people on softs, but we got people all over the place on strategy here. Ghost MV's out of the race already. Oh boy, we have a couple cars wrecking back here. We got 3 cars. What is going on? Both AlphaTauris and Vibe. Wow. That was chaos. Looks like that was just a virtual safety car, so we're going back to green racing here. Ghost MV is gone. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but there is a lot of things going on right now. Looks like Fried Cheeto's heading into the pits after that wreck. The other 2 drivers have continued on without issue. P. Gonzalez has moved up quite a few spots. Let's check that, actually. What's one of these? Position change. There it is. P. Gonzalez is up 5. Westy's up 6. Ty Kangas is up 4. Frontline's down 8. Yeah, Fried Cheeto's down 6. Yeah, there was a lot of chaos that just happened there on that first lap. Nonetheless, we got battling going on all over the place. Westy's got Ty Kangas coming up on him here. They should be getting DRS deployed next lap after they cross the line. They won't get it in the first section, but the second section it will be active. Let's see, is Ty going to try to make a move here? I think we're about to have a battle for second place here in a second. Team McKenzie and Slayerized, who were all over each other last week. They couldn't leave each other's doors. Beast lays down the fastest lap with a 1:22.114. He's on softs. He's pushing as hard as he can. The question is, how long are those softs going to last, and are they going to wear out and those guys on mediums catch back up to him? We will see the answer to that. But for now, he should get a couple good laps here where he can pull away and try to get a gap. All right, this battle's broken up a little bit. Let's get back up to these 2 guys. And yeah, I mean, they had tons of camera time last week, but they seem to really be close to each other in pace. And they had some real clean battling. They're really not losing a ton of time here to Beast, so Beast might be in trouble once those softs start to fade off. But we will see. Uh-oh. I think something happened to Toro back here. Yeah. Toro had something go wrong. Got 3 cars battling here for 7th between Ty, Kangas, Tin Man, and Zach. Kind of just looks like everybody's kind of, they're slightly spread out. Nobody's really right on top of each other besides these 2 cars here. Now that McKenzie's not using DRS? No, there he is. Okay, I was going to say, what? Slayer Eyes, that's the second time I've seen him lock up going to that first turn now. This is looking very reminiscent of last week. We got Beast out here just slowly pulling away. Slayerized and McKenzie battling for second place. Flynn was not here last week, though, so that's new. And look at Paul. Look at P. Gonzalez up here in 5th place. My man. I don't know if he's using my setup or not. We got on the other night and tried to work on it, but I don't know. That didn't go too well, we'll just say. So I'm not sure what he's using at the moment. Whatever he's using, it's working, and I like it. Hopefully he can get a good finish tonight. Just trying to catch up to Flynn here. He's got some softs. That's definitely helping him gain some ground right now. Let's see, we got any other close battles right now? Got the new guy Vibe just hanging out, which, I'm at least glad to have somebody in the car. He looks like he knows how to race. He might not have, ultimate beast pace, but he's doing what he's got to do right now. Just get us some constructor points. I'm thinking he's going to be full time. We'll see after the next, week or two how that goes. I'm not sure if he's going to stay in the Red Bull or Williams. I gave him the option tonight of what cars are open, and that's what he picked. I won't be back in the Red Bull, unfortunately, so I can't really say that he can't have it, even though there's a part of me that doesn't want to give it up. It still feels like it's mine, but it's not. It's not. Meanwhile, Team McKenzie has leapfrogged Slayerized here in the heated battle for second place. It's now been going on for 2 weeks straight, which ended up turning into the battle for the lead until Team McKenzie ran out of fuel as well last week. So hopefully everybody figured out their fuel strategies a little better this week, considering it's a track with very low downforce. Fuel shouldn't be too much of a concern in terms of burning it off, but I don't know. It's nice to see back-to-back weeks, though. We got some clean starts. Haven't had a safety car last week and up to the first 5 laps of this race, so I'm enjoying that. Meanwhile, Pete Gonzalez is up to 4th place. Can we talk about this for a second? My man, last week was running up here for a podium position. I didn't realize this in the middle of the broadcast, but he got lagged out. That's why he started losing time. And by the time he came back, he was 10 seconds back from that battle. But still got a 4th place last week. Back up in here in 4th place again this week. And I don't know. Like I said, I haven't been able to run the last few weeks. I haven't really done much practicing or strategy planning. So I don't know if the softs, how long they last here, if he's going to be able to go soft medium, or if he needs to go soft hard. There's only 2 people that started the race on hard tires. And I don't know. It seems like there's been a lot of tracks this year that you can make the soft medium strategy work on the 50% races. So we're going to see how this plays out. I'm sure we still got a little bit of time here before anybody's going to be pitting. I'd say maybe lap 12 would be the earliest we'll see people coming in. But if he's going to go soft hard, he could pit earlier. He could pit probably lap 8 and get away with it. So it all just depends on how the race goes. It looks like Team McKenzie is not only starting to pull away from Slayerized, but I think he's starting to reel back in Beast now. Those soft tires might be starting to fade, which Flynn is now up to 5th place. I don't think Flynn the car that Beast just passed? Probably should have paid better attention. We got Zach and Ty Kangas battling back here. We got penalties already. Let's check those out. 3 seconds for Zach, 5 seconds for Cheeto, which is probably for speeding into the pits. That's definitely unfortunate. Westy and Tin Man are going at it right now, side by side. This is the battle for 6th place. Right behind is Zach and Ty Kangas, who I thought were about to just get into a battle. So things could get really tight here for 6th place if these guys stay side by side for very long, because Zach is coming. I swear Zach just cut that interval in half since we started watching these battles. Yeah, I really don't like how they keep forcing me into this camera. If I want to go into this camera, I can do that myself. Thank you. Alright, so, I don't know. Did Westy not deploy his DRS there? Am I tripping? Looks like Flynn's starting to reel back in Paul. I'm wondering if these softs are starting to fade. I want to stay on this battle here, though, because like I said, if these guys get side by side again, Zach is going to be right there in this battle. And if they all start battling, Ty Kangas is going to get right in there, even though he's on softs that are probably fading at the moment as well. And Westy did not gain the time that I thought he would on Tin Man there with the extra DRS. I mean, from practicing with these guys. I know Tin Man's running his wings pretty low. I'm not exactly sure what Westy's running them at, so Tin Man might just have more straight line speed. And this is a track like you almost have to figure out a way to run your car with low wings, or you're not going to be able to do anything. Because if you're too slow on the straights here, you're in trouble. And then, meanwhile, Beast back in cruise control like he was last week. I hope he's checking his fuel this week because, man, I'm pretty sure he could have saved the fuel he needed to last week with the lead he had and the amount of time that he was out front. This week, though, looks like Team McKenzie is definitely starting to gain back on him. It was 2.8 last time we looked. It's down to 2.3 now. Slayer Eyes, on the other hand, has definitely fallen back a little. He's been kind of just maintaining his gap to Beast between like 5.5, 6 seconds the last couple of laps, I believe. Oh, and P. Gonzalez has lost 4th place, and Flynn is driven away. Those hard tires are starting to come in right now, and it's starting to look like a good strategy. Westy and Tin Man going back and forth. Ty Kangas has gotten around Zach, who was not too far behind that battle with Tin Man and Westy, so I'm guessing Zach might have almost lost it somewhere and lost a little time there. They got the new guy Vibe coming up behind him. He's flashing already, burning through that battery early in the race. Let's see. I guess this is the closest battle right now, and these guys, just little packs of 2 everywhere. But I'm keeping my eye on these front 2 because Team McKenzie is slowly creeping in on Beast. He just had it down under 2 seconds there for a moment, but now it's back up to 2.1. But last lap when we went around the same spot, it was at 2.3. So he's gaining 0.2 a lap. It's not going to take long for him to get back up there. And Slayer Eyes is just kind of slowly falling back. Flynn seems to be catching Slayer Eyes now, so he might be in danger of losing 4th place depending on how long he stays out with these mediums. If I'm planning to go get hards, and I'm not Beast or McKenzie right now, I'm probably pitting a couple laps early. I might even pit this lap right here, lap 10. I mean, 17 laps on hards is nothing, especially if you're on softs right now. If I'm Paul, as much time as he's starting to lose here, I am pitting this lap, throwing on a fresh set of hards, which he also told me last week he meant to do, and they somehow had it on mediums and screwed up his strategy. So hopefully he's got that straightened out this week. Still running strong in the top 5, though. And I keep seeing this interval up front dip down below 2 seconds. I'm waiting for it to get down to 1.5. I know those softs are not doing great right now. And I'm curious when Beast is going to pit, what Beast is planning on taking. I don't think, by the looks of it, as fast as these softs went away, I don't think soft medium is a strat. Oh, he faked going to the pits there? Alright, let's go back to this battle for 6th place. They're about to get in the DRS range on the front stretch. I don't know if Westy's going to be close enough or not. It's going to open up the wing here. He's not really staying in Tin Man's draft, so that's not going to help him any. And what the hell? Bye-Bye is up to 8th now, and Zach and Ty are both back here. I'm thinking maybe they had a little contact with each other, and I'm not sure. But now they got Frontline coming up behind them as well. Zach makes a move going into turn 1, gets a little bit of curb there. Ty's going to be able to maintain the spot, and now Frontline's there battling with Zach for 10th. And there's people just all over each other back here, fighting for these last couple point spots. Still a lot of race to go, so they're not that far out of it. The guys in front of them aren't super far ahead. Vibe is only a couple seconds ahead. Our leaders seem to be maintaining their gap at 1.9, so I'm guessing maybe the mediums are starting to fade, because the only person I see gaining time now is Flynn on the hards. Westy and Tin Man, they've been riding with each other for quite a few laps now. It doesn't seem like they are going to be breaking apart anytime soon, but Westy is making a move on Tin Man going into turn one. He should be able to complete the pass with this long straight here. Gets around him comfortably. They both enter into the turn clear of each other. Wow. I don't know what Westy was doing there, but he completely missed the turn, and the game let him know that that was not okay. I don't know what he did there. It looked like he got into the turn pretty smoothly, and then he just turned too early. Like, I was a little confused what just happened there, but that's going to hurt, that 5-second penalty, because that puts him now in danger of these cars back here if they can get any closer. Ty Kang is just exiting the pit. Zach and Frontline are battling back here for 9th place. And Zach seems to be struggling on these mediums right now. And meanwhile, let's get back up front here. We almost in DRS range. Mackenzie is coming. And B saw it and he's like, nope, I'm pitting. Leader is on the pits. I'm assuming, I don't know, he might be able to take mediums. He just went 12 laps on soft. Yeah, he's taking mediums. That is going to make things interesting, for sure. Which means, is Mackenzie stretching these mediums out and trying to take softs? Bye-bye with a 5-second penalty going into the pits. Oh, man. You were doing good for us Red Bull guys. He's throwing on a set of hards. He started with the mediums. Who else we got on the pits? Slayer Eyes just exited the pits. He threw on a set of hards. He started on the mediums. So we got all different types of strategies going on. Beast only came out in 6th. Lost 22 seconds, 23 seconds, somewhere in that range. But yeah, we still got a lot of other people that need to pit. The cars that started on mediums are going to try to at least get past halfway here, so I'm assuming they're going to go another lap or two. You at least, I would think, want to get to 14. I'd probably try to push it to 15 or 16, because you want to get on those softs. I don't want to say as late as possible, because if you wait too long, the undercut's going to kill you. But you also want that fresher tire at the end of the race, because those softs are going to fade off before the end. We got a lap car coming up in front of Mackenzie here. I believe that's Fried Cheeto, but luckily the game ghosted them out, so that shouldn't be an issue. Ultimate Beast is gaining time for sure. He's already gained almost a second and a half since he came out of the pits. I don't know if he's just pushing that hard or if those tires are that much better, but Mackenzie's going to have to pit here soon, and he's kind of forcing his hand because, like I said, this is probably earlier than you'd want to pit for tires. Slayer Eyes is back here in 6th after his pit just in front of Frontline. I think, yep, P. Gonzalez is on a fresh set of mediums. He's going soft medium strat. He should be good to go to the end. Man, he lost almost 9 seconds to Slayer Eyes, though. Man, we got penalties all over the place. What kind of penalty does Westy have here? He got a 5 second, so he's. I don't. Oh, that's right. He cut the turn 1. I saw that. This is what happens when you smoke too much weed. It's all good. Tin Man and Westy back together still. Haven't been separated yet. We got Team Mackenzie going into the pits finally. Ultimate Beast setting the fastest lap of the race, just lighting it up. And more than likely, he's going to come out with the lead by quite a few seconds here. Oh, Beast is having some trouble with the other McLaren at the moment. We got some teamwork going on here. Tin Man not making his life easy to make the pass. Now that turn is rough going side by side, so I don't think the contact is intentional. You can see even in real life yesterday they were beating and banging on each other. Oh, Beast with the crossover. Why are they forcing me into this camera? Oh, that's a good pass right there, though, by Beast. Probably lost him a little time that he didn't want to have to lose. Looks like he's got about 4 seconds on McKenzie, though, so that undercut gained him about 3 seconds from where they were at the end of the run. So everything McKenzie gained back after the softs fell off is gone, unfortunately. But, no, he took hard tires. Wow. That's kind of a shocker. I didn't even notice that. Well, I was going to say he has the advantage on tires, but I can't say that now. I guess he's got newer tires, but the mediums should be fine to go to the rest of the race. And we got a McLaren just spun out. Tin Man. I almost said a McKenzie. And it looks like he's pitting. He probably just damaged his wing. I don't like whatever they did with the camera on this last update, because this thing is all over the place. Not a fan of this at all. Flynn's in the pits. I don't know. Oh, that's Flynn's first pit stop. Okay. Oh, that's right. Flynn started on the hards. I'm kind of surprised he didn't try to take softs there either. You never know what people are going to do, what tires they're comfortable with. I always try to do soft medium as much as possible. I mean, I can't say it's always the fastest, because if you have to stretch it out too far and you're wearing out your tires, it's not going to be good for you. But typically, it's a pretty good strategy. I think Westy is the only one we are waiting on to pit here. He's sitting in second place. Mind you, he does still have to pit, and he's got a 5-second penalty on him. McKenzie's catching him quickly. He's hoping he doesn't catch him too quickly here so he can get his DRS coming out of the last turn here. And that'll help him possibly gain some time on Ultimate Beast, who is now 5 seconds in front of him after the pits. Oh, he's going to pass him before he even turns DRS on. But he'll turn DRS on top of that just to pull away even more. Front line with a 3-second penalty. Man, people are struggling tonight with the penalties. It's getting brutal out here. Zach's got 2, Frontline's got 1, Toro's got 1. We got a couple 5-second penalties. I know at least 1 is from speeding. Actually, I think Tin Man and Bye-Bye are from speeding. And Westy was from cutting a turn. Alright, we got a battle here for 8th place. Ty Kangas and Tin Man are tight here, and not far behind is Zach, and not far behind him is Frontline. These 4 were fairly close to each other before they went in the pits. Bye-Bye managed to get around Ty and Zach earlier and is now pulled away. He's securely in 7th place. Looks like Flynn is trying to press up on P. Gonzalez for 5th place here, but right now Paul is safely out of the DRS range, so he doesn't have much to worry about. And Westy is really stretching this strategy out. I'm assuming he's going for soft tires. I don't know why he wouldn't at this point. This would probably be a good lap to go pit, honestly, but he's saying, nope, let me stay out as long as possible. I think maybe he's hoping for a safety car, but I don't know if there's enough people together right now to really have a good chance of that happening. This is the tightest battle back here, is these 2, and they got 2 cars not far behind them, so if the 4 of them can get bunched up, that's his best chance for a safety car coming out. But without that, everybody else is pretty spread out. Now, I'm back watching this gap, and it's not shrinking much, but those hard tires will take a little while to come in. Zach just retired from the session, and that might be the safety car that we were just speaking about. I just went away from that battle. I think Zach was kind of by himself, though. Oh no, Beast. You did not. 3 seconds, Beast. What are you doing? Oh, he's his own worst enemy this season. He just made this victory a little bit harder. Right now, he's still got the 2 second buffer basically, but Mackenzie does not have to gain back nearly as much time now as long as he's not in danger of getting a penalty himself. Westy is finally coming to the pits. 3 second penalty for Ty Kangas. Jeez, the penalties are just stacking up tonight. There's going to be a lot of guys kicking themselves at the end of this race. And a lot of these penalties are going to matter back here. Or maybe they're not if they're all 5-3-3. So Tin Man is the one that's going to get hurt the most back here. We got a Westy coming out of the pits finally. He is in the 10th spot, and he's not going to be too far behind that battle with all these cars, so he might have a chance to gain back some spots, but he took medium tires with 8 laps to go. I don't understand what everybody's doing, or maybe I don't know. To go 18 laps on hard tires and then pit for mediums is crazy, but maybe that's what he felt comfortable. I'm just riding here with the Red Bull. What was his penalty? He had 5 seconds as well. Man, that's right. He had a speeding penalty. P. Gonzalez is up here. Him and Flynn going at it for 4th place here. He's almost in DRS range. I don't think he's going to be able to get to it. It's going to be very close. Looks like Flynn got through that last turn a little bit better, though. But P. Gonzalez is pushing. Slayer Eyes is kind of just hanging out by himself in 3rd place. Just running his own race, having a nice, smooth, good run after last week's win. Oh. That looked weird from this angle. The question is, can T. McKenzie close down 1.6 seconds to get this within 3 seconds to pass Beast? It looks like he's gaining, and his tires are only going to get better at this point than what Beast has, because he's on 2-lap older tires and he's on mediums. This is going to be very tight. And if Beast loses another race off of a penalty that he gave himself, he's going to be beating himself up. I didn't know Tin Man is the only one on softs right now. So as many people that started on softs, only one person took softs on their second. And Paul, why? Paul said, "Let me join the club." We're down to only 4 drivers that don't have a penalty this race. That's getting kind of crazy. Track limits are not being friendly to people tonight. Front line and Ty Kangas just switched positions back here. Ty should be able to get DRS coming out of this last turn and possibly go back past him, I would think. Looks like Westy is starting to close in on this battle as well. And if he took softs, I just feel like that would have helped him out so much more. Ty's going underneath of him, going into his first turn. Oh, he locked it up. Wow. That looked like he got sideways on my screen, but it didn't end up turning too bad. Somehow they kept it off of each other there. And this gap up front is down to 4.3 now. So he's only got to get now 1.2 more seconds. And he's going to be the winner of this race. He's got 6 laps to go here at the line to do it. Beast fans, I can't believe you did it again. Another penalty. He's going to have to push hard to hold them off because those medium tires are going to start to give out soon. 9 laps in, I'd say probably somewhere between, 10 and 12. That's where he's going to start really losing time, and those hards are going to be in prime condition. Let's see what the fastest lap is right now. I always go to the wrong thing. There we go. Oh, T. McKenzie just barely missed the fastest lap. Might even have enough left in him to get it here if he saves enough ERS for a lap. Only 0.02 of a second off at the moment. Let's see. Back here, Frontline and Westy are battling it out for 8th place. And Westy's got the freshest tires on the track. He's looking to gain back as many spots as possible. He's still got 10 man in his sights. He's already passed Ty Kangas. He's got Frontline. He's ready to pounce on at any moment here. Just waiting for a DRS zone, which is coming up after this next turn. And then he's got 5 laps or so to try to catch Tin Man, who's only about 4 seconds up. I don't know if they're not all equal on penalties. Tin Man's got an extra 2 seconds on penalties too, so that's going to help. Westy has no penalties, so actually, scratch that. Westy's in front of Tin Man now. Westy's one of the 4 cars that does not have penalties, running a real clean race tonight. Ran a lot different strategy than anybody else. Stayed out on hards for longer than anyone else. Thought he was going to come for the sauce, came for the mediums, but it looks like he's probably still going to end up finishing as well as he would have anyway. It would have been a lot trying to catch up to where Bye-Bye is. Frontline is not going to get up to position that easily, though. He goes right back past him going into turn 1. A lot of smoke coming out of the tires there, getting on the brakes. A lot of people seem to be locking up in that first turn. That first turn sucks, so trust me, I get it. It's easy to lock up there. And Westy's probably going to get a little frustrated because now he's getting closer to that 5-second range of Tin Man up there, which is going to put them in danger of losing that spot. Looks like McKenzie lost a little time here because he had it down to 4.2. It's up to 5 seconds now. That's going to make it a little bit harder to get to that 3-second number that he's looking for. Flynn seems to be catching Slayer eyes back here, but I don't know if he's catching them fast enough to do anything. Frontline with another penalty. Is that going to bring him? I don't know if he's at 6 or 9 now. He's at 6. Bye-Bye is at 8. Oh, wow. We got a lot of people starting to bring people into contention here. At 8 seconds in penalties, that could be very detrimental if something happens here these last couple of laps. Paul is just firmly in 5th spot here. Back-to-back top 5s. I'm sure he's going to be feeling pretty good about that after the way the season had started. I'm glad to see him running a little better. And T. McKenzie is back to chipping off time from our leader. I'm going to guess that he just had a moment somewhere and probably lost a little time. You see our leader up front is flashing right now, so he is pushing as hard as he can. I haven't seen McKenzie's light come on in the second run since I've been on him. Trying to keep my eye out for battles back here. Westy in front line. Nope, that's no longer a battle. Westy finally got cleared. He's still within 3 seconds of Tin Man. And if he can somehow gain another 5 seconds on Bye-Bye, which that's asking a lot, he could actually get 6th place. Maybe Bye-Bye is in danger of getting another penalty. Who knows? He gets that to 11 seconds, and then he's in real trouble. And these two just seem to be going back and forth up front, though, with this gap. Now it's back up to 5.3. And it's looking good for Beast as long as he doesn't get another penalty. And definitely didn't make his life easy, though. Let's go back up to our leader here. Watch him for a minute. Get on board with him. He's got a lap car way up in front of him there, but that shouldn't affect him. If anything, he might be able to get DRS over him in a lap or two. He's going into the last turn here, gets as close to that curve as possible. Then you pull it up as close to this line as possible. drop it down to this white line, and there's the start-finish line. 2 to go. And he's still got a 2-second window here. 2-second window. It seems Flynn is not really gaining enough. He gained slightly, I think, on Slayer Rise, but there's still 2 seconds there, 2 laps to go. That's going to be hard to get. P. Gonzalez, like I said, he's just riding. Bye is fading here and really bringing Westy into contention to get 6th place potentially. Man, if Westy can put together 2 really good laps here, he's about to get DRS, which is going to definitely help. And Bye makes a mistake, that's could be an easy position change. Westy does not need to be aggressive to get it on Tin Man. Hopefully he realizes that, but he also can't let Tin Man slow him down if he's trying to catch Bye. Oh, and Westy did not have a good turn there. And that is going to open up the gap. 11 seconds up to Bye, who is just steadily dropping here. Really falling off on these hards. McKenzie got it down to 4.9 again, but looking like he's running out of time with 1 to go. Beast is looking for another win this season. Led pretty much every lap tonight except for when he pitted. And as long as he can maintain this 1.8 second gap, he's going to be all right. Oh, McKenzie just pretty much sealed the deal there. He also now has a 3-second penalty. That all is going to pretty much lock it up for Ultimate Beast. He's just got to coast home in these last few turns. Don't do anything stupid. Don't get too much curb here. Just take it nice and easy. 1 more turn to go. And Ultimate Beast comes out of the last turn. He was dominant tonight. He put himself in a little danger. But at the end of the day, he comes home victorious in Monza. T. McKenzie is going to bring it home second, even with the penalty. Slayer Eyes is coming home safely in 3rd place. That is a familiar podium, folks. That sounds very familiar. Flynn, who had taken a few weeks off, comes back, picks up 4th. P. Gonzalez coming around the line. His 2nd straight top 5 finish. He finished 4th last week. Picks up a 5th here at Monza. Bye in his first race, I think is going to hang on to 6th place here. Yeah. Yep, he's safe. Tin Man's going to lose 7th here to Westy. Westy jumps up to 7th with the penalty. Ty Kangas looks like he's going to safely bring home in 9th. And Frontline AI in his way home in 10th place. Well, they go Ghost. You can just drive through them, McKenzie. But join up in the broadcast chat. We'll get Beast and Slayerized in here as well. And I'm going to take a little short break while they're joining the booth to get some hydration in me because I am thirsty and cotton mouth as a motherfucker right now. right, there you have it. Our final order of the race. Ultimate Beast takes the win. He takes the fastest lap. We're just waiting for all of our podium drivers to join in here. We got 2 of them. I think Slayer Eyes should still be in this chat, I believe. Let me double check real quick. Yeah, he's still in the chat. Just waiting on him to join. Well, we'll start off with second place. We got T. McKenzie in here. Oh, no, wait. Slayer Rise is in here. Never mind. Sorry, T. McKenzie. We'll come back to you. All right. Slayer Rise, you got me? I think we got to wait a second for his mic to connect. My PS5 likes to take its sweet time connecting to everybody's mics. Slayer Eyes, you got a copy?
There we go. Now I can hear you.
All right. Well, I know it wasn't quite the win you had last week, but did you have a little bit of deja vu sitting there battling with McKenzie for the first half of the race again?
No, it was pretty clear that he had more pace than me. Kind of different scenario this week, and so I just tried not to burn too much battery hanging with him and let him go and try to fight my fight for third.
Yeah, I mean, you had a fairly clean race. You were, I believe, one of the few people that didn't get a penalty tonight, if I'm correct. I think there was only maybe two or three of you guys, but overall, it was a good race for you, and congrats on another podium finish.
Yeah, I'll take it. Thank you.
All right, and we move on to second place, McKenzie. How's it going, man? It was getting exciting there towards the end of the race. Beast had his 3-second penalty. At one point in time, you had the gap down to 4.1 seconds, I believe, so you were only within 1.1 seconds of passing him. And then I saw you were getting there behind one of the lap cars, and you caught a penalty. So tell me a little bit what happened there, and did you think you had anything for Beast if you were able to catch him?
Oh, never. He had so much pace. I thought I would have a chance when he was struggling on the softs, but he pitted a good time, so I tried my best. I should have did the medium soft maybe, not medium hards, but I felt nice on the hards, so I tried my best.
Yeah, I was a little confused with tire strategy with some people, but at the same time, I know the softs can wear out very quickly at some of these tracks, so I mean, it just depends on preference, honestly.
Yeah, my medium was dying when the Beast was pitted, so I needed to pit at least the next 2 laps. So I didn't want to risk the soft from like lap 14, 15 to the another 12 laps. So I thought the hard tyres, it would give me enough grip and good tyre life in it.
Yeah, it seemed like you were starting to gain some time back there. I was switching through different people in the field, so I don't know what had happened. At one point in time, it went from like 4.1 to back over 5. I don't know if you got a little loose there or something.
Yeah, I just keep losing the rear. I was just struggling to give it together, but oh well, take second.
Well, congrats on your second place tonight. Like I said, you keep making it a common place to coming up here, so I'm sure we will see you again this season. On to our winner, though. No problem. Ultimate Beast, how's it going tonight, man? You finally finished it off. I thought you were going to choke it away there. I'm not going to lie. You got that 3-second penalty. I was like, oh, no, not again. So tell us about your race, and did your butt cheeks pucker up there a little bit when you got that penalty?
So yeah, I wasn't actually going to do medium. I was going to do medium hard, to be fair. But probably the last like 15 seconds of the countdown, I was like, you know what? It's Monza, turn 1's chaos. I'll just go soft, medium, see if it works. And yeah, and then on the penalty, I got I got 3 track limit warnings in the same place. It was, yeah. I never did it again after, luckily.
What was that last chicane or whatever?
The left, right, the fast left, right, after middle sector. I got 3-second penalty, and then I was just trying to save ERS and then use it on exits because I knew I had the exit pace. But yeah, that was about it then. And then the last couple of laps, obviously he got a penny, so I relaxed a little bit.
So, well, congrats on your win tonight. Is that with number 3 on the season, or is that 4 now?
Honestly, I have no idea.
I feel like you should know these things. Hold on, let me pull up the stat book here. And oh no, wait, that's only your 2nd win of the season. What?
Damn, I'll take it. I
Yeah,
should
I
have
feel
won
like you
last
should
week.
have probably like 5,
I should have won
honestly.
last week. Yeah, there's so many close calls I should have won, but you know.
Well, either way, congrats on your win tonight, sir.
Yes, thank you, thank you.
All right, well, we had another great race here at the eRacing Pro Series. Hopefully, everybody comes back and joins us next Monday, and we are heading to COTA. So we're heading back to America, people, and hopefully we can have a good race there. I'm getting off of here. I will catch you guys later. Join us next week, and have a good night.